Hello, everyone. The topic for the day would be Human Resource Information System. It is akin to Management Information System, which now, particularly when focused only onto the staffs and the employee of an organization, which reincarnated as Human Resource Information System. We will be talking about it, but before we go, we need to understand where did it start at. It started at the very beginning, or should I say, the dawn of World War II, when there were personal from old terms for human resources. There were requirements of the records to be kept in, their names to be put in, everything has to be logged down. So this record keeping of name, address, phone numbers, employment history, and so on and so forth was the basic crux of formation of the information system for the employees, or should I say the army personnel out there. So it dawns up to there. In 1945 to 1960, this was adopted by the companies. Remember, this was a time when industrial revolution was in full swing. So we had human capital issues wherein every records of an individual employee was to be kept catalog, formal selection and development. So the career was mapped around it. We could find the full flow of the employees, snapshot of the career in an organization once we open the personal file. So formal selection and development did impact. Then comes no real changes from the earlier days as far as the name, address, proof, everything, date of birth, certificate, testimonials that needs to be kept and accrued for future references. It's what when it was formally utilized by the corporate sector, industrial revolution. Then the 1960s to 1980s, it was incorporated in small companies, small offices, small service sector, wherein the personal department becomes the HR function. They were employee centric. Government and regulatory agency increased reporting requirement. They wanted to have a ready-made reference point, and when once where they're talking about how many people have been employed, what are the money that has been flowed upon it, which are the bank accounts that it goes around. So we had the government and the regulatory agency. Still, human resource information system was mostly used to keep administrative record, nothing else, nothing beyond. Then comes the contemporary human resource information system, way back from World War II to 1940s to 1980s. We have evolved a lot. Now, the large and the small businesses are utilizing human resource information system altogether. What are they utilizing it? How are they keeping the record? It is in the personal computers. This was the age when computers were introduced. Now the things were being stored not only in the physical form, but slowly and steadily we were shifting everything from the physical format into a dematerialized form, that is also known as a digital form. Now, from simple record keeping to the complex analytical tools to assist management decision making we come across. The human resource information system is a software. Remember, it's a software pertaining to a particular organization, and every organization is unique, and everybody's storing of the information is unique. And it can be on an online solution for data entry, data tracking, data information, payroll management, accounting functions within a business. That was way back in 80s, 90s, and 2000s. Now everything has been stored not on your laptops, not on your desktop, but in the cloud. It is in there in the servers. Everybody can access it all online as on when on basis. You may not be fixed up into one particular places, and still all data are accessible to you. The concept of human resource information system is a design specifically to give information, to provide valuable knowledge required for effective decision making, effective management of an organization. So the key people who wants to know the data, who wants to come up to a solutions, come up to a decision, can get those data from the human resource information system. Any organization is managed by taking various decisions at a different level altogether. That is a must thing for all, must think various levels of his management hierarchy is needed to take these decisions. So we have to go around it. We need to tell what is a data, what kind of data interpretation can lead to information. This is of vital importance. Therefore, designing of an effective information system is vital for the efficient working of an organization. Human resource information system is designed to supply information required for effective management of human resources in an organization. Remember, this is very true. Again, I repeat, human resource information system is designed to supply information required for effective management of human resource. Human resource are just the of an organization. Now is the computerized human resources as of today. Did I say everything has been stored in the cloud? Is designed to monitor, control and influence the movement of people. We can be and to a different proximity altogether. We can virtually, actually we can virtually interact with our clients, our vendors. We can understand their predicament, we can understand their problems. We need to separate them altogether from the organization. Now, this is what we will talk about it. Recruitment, recruitment subsystem information, manpower planning subsystem information, personal administrative subsystem information. This is what is required. Training of information, what does training required, what are the skills that is missing in an employee subset, what are the knowledge that needs to be imparted, what are the maintenance subsystem information, appraisal subsystem information, and so on and so forth. Now the payroll subsystem is what kind of salary scale, structure, pay band, pay rewards which has been given, what are the incentives that we are looking at it. Personal research subsystem is your annual confidential file which has all the information from your day one of your joining of the organization to probably the nth year that you've been working around it. If there are succession planning that needs to be enforced upon, if there are transfers that can be impacted upon, this is all available at a personal research subsystem. We have the job analysis, the design. Now remember, we might have started a career in one particular position, and in all probabilities you will not retire from that particular position in that same organization. Maybe your job has been refined, maybe it has been enlarged, maybe you have been promoted, maybe you are transferred. A lot may happen during the course of your employment, so that needs to be cataloged. Objectives of human resource information system to make the desired information available in the right form to the right person at the right time is the demand of the day. You need to understand what is information. Please understand, if it is not available at the opportune time, it is nothing but a data. To supply the desired information at a reasonable cost, so you have to make a data but an information, and to supply the information at a prior cost, at a very affordable cost that we are looking at. And the most efficient method of processing data is all what is required for having a viable, vibrant and effective human resource information system. Now, to provide a security and secrecy of importance, nowadays privacy is of very vital importance, which is very much close to everyone's heart. So that is what is required. What is the privacy? What is the secrecy that comes around it? To keep information up to date, you need to have it time and again. You need to have. So it can be broadly classified into two processes. What are they? They are data collection. Who should collect the data? Is it the HR people who want to collect the data? Is it somebody else? The nature and the form of data will vary from organization to organization depending upon the objective. So what is the data, what are the requirements? It is, if it is required by the immediate supervisor, you want that some immediate supervisor would have the data, but not all data would be shared. So after collection of the data, the irrelevant data should be filtered out. We need to respect the privacy of an individual. We need to understand there are certain pulls and pushes that the modern life actually has it with on an individual. Needs to be properly, the data needs to be properly classified, it has to be properly tabulated, so it can be accessed and utilized as when required. Then comes data management. This is where human resource information system plays a very important role, because a good data management is what is what differentiate uh, the wrong decisions, and probably it eliminates any faults that might actually happen. So a good data management system involves editing the data, processing operation, classifying, analyzing, summarizing, and editing the data, storage of data with indexing, coding, and filing of information that is there. This storage, it has to be done in an encrypted fashion. Not everybody can access those data. There, the data might fall into wrong hands, so it needs to be encrypted, and which provides an extra layer of security that comes around retrieval of data whenever required. This is very true. You should be having an access to the data as and when required. Evaluation, judging the usefulness of information in terms of relevance, is accuracy. Dissemination provided during the required data is again important. So what do? If we have the accessibility is very important. Evaluation or understanding, reading of the data should be very important. You should ensure that the data that we read is very pertinent and very useful, and similarly the dissemination is as important as it is. So now we'll talk about designing human resource information system. It consists of the following step. You remember the steps, the number of steps in the next four slides we'll be talking around it. Number one is the planning of a system. So what kind of human resource information system do you want to have? Remember, a cement company would have a different requirement vis-a-vis a hotel company. A hotel company will have a different requirement vis-a-vis, let's say, a hospital company. A hospital company would have a completely different requirement than, let's say, a steel industry or steel company, steel manufacturing company. So every company, or let's say a pharmaceutical company, manufacturing company, so every company has their own system in place. So it requires identification of the objectives of the system. This further requires a clear formulation of objectives of the organization, spelling out the activities required to carry out the work, for the relationship, for the pattern to emerge out here. The planning of the system is requirement. Then comes the organization flow of information. This flow of information is vital. If you are not going about it, we will always miss the required knowledge at the opportune time. Compare it with what should be the flow. It is based on the premise the manager requires the information. Look out here, the manager is the person who requires the information, and better communication between the manager and the organization, which is all about it. The flow of information is very pertinent as and when on required. If the pertinent information is not available, that means your human resource information system is redundant and is not updated in a regular fashion. Then comes the implementation. This phase deals with the fitting of an HRIS or human resource information system of the organizational structure. The various point altogether that goes to make it available. The old information flow may allow the continue as it is a new system. It may be installed to meet the requirement of an absolutely novel process. Remember, we talk about business process re-engineering from time to time. Might be the process might be changed altogether. The manager needs the information to make decision. Remember, yes, why does the manager wants to access certain information? Because he is perplexed, because he is facing a situation for which he cannot comprehend with the limited information that has been supplied to him. So he requires a big data pool to make some sense about this information of the situation. The manager has the information he needs, and the decision will be taken forward accordingly. So that is plus one more thing that goes around it. Now, better communications between the managers will improve the organization, and the managers does not have to understand what information is required. So that is true, absolutely. Then comes the old system may be scrapped completely. Why? Because it is supplemented by the new system, or the new system can be added onto it. Phasing and the installing of the new system along with the scrapping of the old one, that is pertinent. Many of organizations often do not scrap the old system. Why? For a particular number of years. There are certain companies which have come across who store information for a period of 3 years, and then there are certain companies who store information for for a period of 7 years and not beyond it. Feedback, the regular feedback regarding the actual functioning of HRIS is a must for the designer to fill up the gap between its planning and implementation. Hence, the system should continuously review in the light of changes in the environment within the organization and outside the organization. We will talk about the application. Remember the application of computerized human resource information system. The first and the foremost is the job description. Produces printout that describes a job according to the requirement, the specification, the inputs that has been given into the system. As a minimum job description includes job title, purpose, duties, and responsibility. The computer program should allow authorized users to update and reformat the job altogether. Then is the HR planning. We are talking about manpower, future requirement for manpower. How do we have a ready supply of skilled labor in our system? Forecast demand for the key job as well as an employee turnover pattern of an inter-organizational mobility. We'll talk about the staffing, addresses, recruitment, selection and placement function can include the following modules: applicant tracking, job posting, and job requirement. These three are very important. Applicant tracking, job posting, and job requirement becomes very easy when we have a computerized system. We can give event ID number or an applicant ID number to everything, and everybody can access it as to what to which level this was being tracked around. So then comes the job person matching, which is done again at the times of your selection process. Then comes succession planning, reports information on the availability of competent. The word out here is competent candidate who is going to fill up the position for a key position. It can help in identify candidate for each key position that goes around it. Development needs of the candidate where they fall short of the requirement for the target job. Training and development, it includes career planning. It includes development analysis, need analysis. It requires development advisors. So, what is training and development? It is looking at not only the skill issue, the will issue, but it is also projecting the future pathway for an employee in terms of the career, in terms of the skills, in terms of the motivation level that is required. We have the performance appraisal that is again can be built it up, helps manager directly employees to achieve organizational goals and develop their competencies, including what that they are basically performance management, goal accomplishment, and reward management. So until and unless your performance assessment has been done in a true transparent fashion, you will not be motivated enough. Once you start achieving the goals, once you start noticing what was the gap downs or gap up with respect to the goals which you have accomplished, you need to study it down so that you can streamline your performances accordingly. Then comes the reward management. We have job evaluation. Computerized assisted job evaluation system helps manager determine job evaluation points or classification level and job hierarchies. We have what we call as compensation. Compensation is the ultimate requirement for an employee to join an organization. What is it? What kind of compensation that we talk about it? Do we track them? Do we keep a note of it? We analyze it, report compensation and information, and so on and so forth. The pay grade structure, the merit guidelines, the and support salary budgeting, which needs to be understood again and again. Absolutely must for everywhere. Which, if not tracked, will only lead to anarchy, and that is something which we don't want to go around. We come to who actually utilizes human resource human system. There are two people who utilizes it. First and the foremost is your personal department, your human resource department. They have the databases for all the employees working for the organization, and then the respective functional heads about their employees within their vertical. So who utilizes human resource information system? I'll say human resource personnel who have the whole gamut of things, plus the top management who have got the excellent reporting facilities, and then the functional managers. But the functional managers would be related to the employees, related to their or portal altogether. So basic system requirement we have nowadays minimum should be an i3 machine that we are talking about. i3 would be the Pentium chip or the desktop that we go around it. We have come with i7, i5, i11 also. So organization wide servers are good enough, fair enough. We have those cloud computing facilities. We need to have certain software such as the HTML, Java, JavaScript, or We need to have intranet communication. Remember, intranet communication is different from internet communication. Internet communication, we communicate with the outside world, with the world wide web, but internally all the computers can be joined together through a LAN, a local area network, wherein the both the PCs can run on the servers and the PCs. So relational database information processing software for record things like that. Now, what are the basic features that an HRIS or human resource information system has to be there? They has to maintain the payroll as to who, what kind of data that goes around it, what are the incentive, what are the rewards. We need to understand the clocking times, the clock out times, the time and the labor management. We need to understand the benefit administration or the accrued by an employee, the HR management, and so on and so forth. Benefits of HRIS or human resource information system is an effective utilization of time. Once it becomes effective, and if it is again in conjunction with time, it automatically becomes efficient, right? So it is efficient and effective utilization. We are looking at curtailing cost. We are looking at being optimized with the resources as with the cost efficiency and cost effectiveness. And definitely when things are being computerized, when things have been digitalized, no one can fabricate data because the data has been logged in for sure by one person or other person. That means there would be an increased accuracy. Yes, this is what we're looking at. One of the major benefits is being effective and efficient use of time, cost reduction, and increased accuracy. Benefit of human resource information system creates new opportunity for better analysis of the workforce, streamlining the activities within the HR department. That is what is a must requirement, and so on and so forth. We this with we have come to the end of this particular video. Thank you for watching.